Good evening, everybody. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. We welcome you ringside for a much-anticipated bout. Let's set the table for you and get ready to dish up this big night of action. Marvin Hagler is making his way to the ring now, and he looks very focused for this fight. Tommy Hearns is making that final walk that separates man and warrior, soon to be embattled there in the ring.
All right, guys, we went over the rules in the dressing room. Let's have a nice clean fight.
36 minutes still ahead of them here, round 1 of 12. Teddy, most of the fighters that you train throughout your career are guys that could be described as guys that really will bring it and are able to do it throughout the whole fight and go the distance. What's the mental makeup of a guy like that?
Confidence. He's been there before. He's sure that he can do it.
Good job staying away from the danger there. A good block.
Let's see some more head move. Get out of the way.
Good block by Hearns. Halfway through round number 1. He missed with that headshot. What does a fighter need to do to really build a foundation to a great career?
Well, first of all, they have to have the desire to have that great career. There has to be something in them. There has to be coal in that furnace to burn, and to burn later on. Maybe something happened to them in their life. Maybe through their parents, maybe through neighbors, maybe through coaches. Somebody told them they were never going to make it. And they go in their mind that they're going to find a way to make those people wrong.
Protecting his head well with his guard. Good scoring counterpunch by Hagler. Hard to believe that they can keep up this pace, but who cares? It's so entertaining while it lasts. Nice strike after catching one by marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Come on.
Final 10 seconds of round number 1. End of the round is upon us, and if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Keep moving, keep your hands moving, and you'll beat him to the punch. Let's get on that swelling. Get the compress on that.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. On the mark, the counter punch by Hagler. Hagler's committed to that counter punching very early on here in this fight, and that can pay off as the night continues.
Well, it's paying off right now because you see that his opponent now is getting a little worried about letting his hands go, because every time he does, he doesn't find anything, and he finds something coming back at him.
He took a shot, but he came back with a right hand of his own. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch.
Stay away from the inside.
Teddy, let's talk about what this wiry, tall, and athletic frame of Tommy Hearns provides for him in the ring, because we've seen him use leverage to his advantage with his power punches.
Well, guys that look like a tall drink of water, and that's what he looks like to me. You know, a lot of people think they're not intimidating. They get more worried about a guy from Venison Beach that, you know, has all those muscles and everything. But those wiry guys, those are the guys that I have found that worry me, because they get leverage and they can really bang.
Halfway through round number 2.
Jab. Use the jab.
A headshot blocked. Oh, and there you go. Tommy Hearns has been stunned. Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Teddy, he went from being on the edge of the cliff to now climbing back up the mountain.
Well, you know, that's where you'd want to know if a guy recovers fast. Obviously, he has the capacity to recover very quickly.
Final 10 seconds of round number 2. End of the round here, and as I glance around ringside and look at the judges, I'm wondering what they're writing down, because that was a tough round to score.
Yeah, it was, and you know, it's the kind of round where one guy would be really smart to take a page out of the book of Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, where Leonard stole rounds at the end, where he just clipped off 30 seconds, and that's exactly what the judges remembered.
On his mistakes, I want to see that counter hook. Make him pay for his mistakes. Your jab works good when you use it. You don't.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. Now, the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Well, he took one right there, but then he targeted one right back. Right back to it to the head. That was a miss by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is not showing us that he understands just how effective he can be if he went downstairs against his opponent.
Yeah, well, you know what you're saying, Joe? You're taking a peek and you're taking a swipe without meaning at his trainers. Because what he's telling you is he hasn't been taught some of the rudiments of boxing. That when you hurt a guy, you should go downstairs to finish him.
It was April of 1985 when Marvin Hagler was able to TKO Tommy Hearns in one of the great action fights in the history. There it is! Tommy Hearns is in a bad spot right now. He's been stunned. Well, that's the classic wet noodle. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Tommy Hearns is down. He is knocked down. So he goes down, but able to get up to his feet. Teddy, what should he be thinking about now?
Well, right now, just surviving, but if he survives, then he better figure out why he was put on the floor.
Nice block by Hearns. He's got his guard up really well that time, and it protects his head. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the head shot. A stinging counterpunch after some fine defense by Hearns. Took a shot, now he gives a left. Round comes to an end. Knockdown was scored in that round. So, Teddy, you're working the corner of the guy who was just on the floor. What are you telling him?
You're telling him that if he's been down before, you want to actually use that for a positive. I know that sounds crazy, but you say, hey, you've been here before, you've overcome it. You want to remind him that he can get back. And then the most important thing, Joe, is you tell him why he got dropped. So when he goes out there, he's not just scared going into a dark place saying, gee, it's going to happen again. He knows he has control.
Let that right hand go. Let's get on that swelling. Get on the swelling.
He's got to find a way to get through the early goings here of this round. Remember last round, he went down. He was on the canvas.
Now, look, he wants to tie his opponent up. That's the best way to get through it right now. But what he doesn't want to do, Joe, is to reach in there, reach out to grab his guy, and then he leaves himself open. He's got to make sure that his opponent's close enough where he goes to grab him, he's not exposing himself to get dropped again.
Keep your head moving.
Tried to land that upstairs and was off the mark. Tommy Hearns is out there for another round after being knocked down in the last round. We know what happens in the 60 seconds with a fighter who was damaged. But what about those 60 seconds in the opposing corner, Teddy?
Joe, that's a great question. And I remember my mentor, Cusamato, when we were training fighters, he used to always say, look, you know you're a banger, and this guy happens to be a banger. Well, if you hit a guy clean, you know you hurt him. But he's not going to show you. He's going to act like a pro. He's going to con you. He's going to act like that didn't hurt him. But you have to remember, hey, it hurt him.
Oh, that's got to hurt. Tommy Hearns is stunned and staggered. .90 seconds to go in round number 4. Marvin Hagler, of course, associated with Brockton, Massachusetts, best known as the home of the Brockton blockbuster Rocky Marciano, but he was actually born in Newark, New Jersey back in 1954. Parries that punch intended for the head. shot, but he parries it away. Now that's some fine work right there by Hearns. Last 10 seconds. Showing you some defense there with the block. And we come to the end of the round, and he really got to his opponent that time, Teddy. He stunned him.
Oh, he stunned him. He's hearing a little tweeting going on, a little singing from the birds in his head.
Let's get on that swelling. Listen, I need to see more punches, okay? Whenever he misses, come. Jab. Jab and throw. Throw to the body, then to the head. Then finish to the body. Yeah.
Another round underway, but how many more will we see? You get the sense this fight could be heading towards a stoppage. Hagler's fighting real smart here on the outside. Great pace to this fight, Teddy. These guys are not coming out of fifth gear. Nobody's slowing down.
No, they're fighting a 6th, 7th, and 8th gear.
A crafty counterpunch after a fine defensive effort by Hagler.
Move your head.
I would assume there has to come a point in this fight where he has to make the commitment to throw the power punches. It's hard to envision a way he's going to win this fight without going down that road.
He doesn't have the confidence to do it. I don't know if he's mentally strong enough to do it. I think he's worried about throwing hard at the guy because maybe in his mind that means the guy will throw hard back at him.
Make of the fact that Marvin Hagler never went after what would have been a huge, I mean huge jackpot of a rematch with Sugar Ray Leonard when he was so disgusted with the way the judges went after it.
I think it speaks of the makeup of the man. You know, he might not have been as fast as some fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard. He may not have been, you know, as pure in one area of power and talent as a Tommy Hearns, or of course that great kind of size that he had. But what really made him was he was a proud guy. He was a guy who really was just reliable all the time. And he felt completely betrayed by the system. And a guy that's proud like that, a guy that's his strength, is that kind of character, that's a guy that just walks away from that. And I think he showed you that.
This is why we love the sport, Teddy. I mean, this is just back and forth action nonstop.
Well, Joe, when special events have happened in history, you remember where you are. Right now, I'm going to remember where I was during this fight. I'm watching a special epic right in front of me.
Glad to be here doing it, too. What a war this is. Off to the side, a little swing and a miss going upstairs. Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Coming to the end of round number 5, last 10 seconds. Well, as that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
Don't worry about it. The swelling is nothing. Just focus on the fight. We'll take care of the swelling. Get up.
The action starts up again. but it's only favored one man. Hard to see this fight going the distance based on what we've witnessed so far. Hagler's coming up with the answers, avoiding that punch. Trying to keep his distance, trying to keep his range, but still, you have to be offensive-minded.
Yeah, you do. If you're just standing on the outside at the beginning, that's okay, but then your opponent, he's going to walk in on you. There has to be something threatening, something damaging to keep you outside.
Well-placed counter punch by Hearns. Hagler staying away from trouble. He's out there on the outside. Every gym's got one of those double-ended backs, right? They give you the movement. You got to hit that moving target, work on your accuracy. He's making it so that his opponent never had to work on one, Teddy. He's just sitting right there, right in front. No head movement whatsoever.
No, not at all. He didn't have one in his gym, that's for sure, because he just does not know how to move his head. The old timers would say he gets insulted if you miss him.
Tucks those elbows in, blocks the body shot. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Good block by Hearns. Hagler's making for a tough target there. He gets away from that punch. Teddy, this is one of those moments where you just wish you could pick up the phone and call up the... There it is! Tommy Hearns is stunned and staggered.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now, keep busy.
Well-placed counter punch by Hearns. Wow, look at that, trading shots. The end of the round has arrived. And now an opportunity for the trainer here to get his hands on his guy. His guy just got tagged pretty good there. And when he looks into his eyes, what is he looking for?
Oh, first of all, he's looking to see whether or not his guy is still there. You know, he got stunned pretty good. And then what he has to do is make sure his guy's listening to him and telling him, hey, look, you got caught. You've been caught before. This is the way we can fix it. This is what you got to do to correct things.
Let's get on that swell. Get the complex on that.
So the second half of this fight has now arrived. He missed with that headshot. Tommy Hearns is just not putting forth the offense that he needs to put forth to be competitive here. Now, his opponent did some good damage earlier in the fight, but still, if he wants to get back in the mix, he's got to meet him punch for punch.
Well, that's over with now. You know, what this is all about makes me think about pool a little bit. You remember Minnesota Fats, right?
Sure.
Willie Mosconi. Now, everybody talked about Willie Mosconi was the better pure player. But when the money was on the line, Minnesota Fats came up. Well, guess what? The money's on the line now. Behave like a champion. Behave like a top fighter.
Blocks the headshot. Needs to improve that accuracy. Missed with the headshot. from defense by Hearns. Tommy Hearns is making me real curious here, Teddy. I wonder, should he be sticking with this style after being rocked in this fight?
It's still early enough. I would say yes. You know, you don't want to panic. You don't want to just throw everything overboard. You want to stay with what brought you here. Hey, he's been taught this not for hours, not for days, not for weeks. You know, months and years he's been taught this. You don't throw it out. You stay with it.
Keep your head moving.
Able to show you his blocking ability. Parries the punch, comes back with the hook. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by marvelous Marvin Hagler. Not precise at all by Hearns. Tommy Hearns blocks that punch. What a good counter punch by Hearns. As we come to the end of the round, Joe and Teddy with you ringside. Teddy, that's one of those rounds where I wonder what were the judges looking for, because it's tough to kind of draw a line between those two fighters.
Yeah, very close, but one of those rounds where you could steal it. You did a little bit more in those last 30, 20 seconds. Maybe that's the impression the judges are left with.
Triple. Don't stand in front of him. It's almost done. You had him that round. You're in control. Next round, let's keep busy.
They are back to action here, but that action has only favored one man. Completely one-sided. Hard to see the scorecards coming into play here with how dominating he's been. Good block there by Hagler. Dismisses his opponent's headshot. No, he missed that right. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Holy cow. Tommy Hearns is stunned and he is hurt.
Keep busy, guys. Come on now, keep busy.
He went from almost being knocked out to being right back in it. Hagler's doing a good job tonight on the outside. He's able to score from the outside, keeping a safe distance away from his opponent. Fighters do. Pulls the trigger right away after taking one. Not precise at all by Hagler.
Keep it going.
This has been a hotly contested war throughout, and you just have a sense that it's going to end at any moment in these later rounds.
Yeah, these guys are not saving anything. They're going for broke right from the beginning.
Good. Nice work. Listen, I want you to go downstairs, then upstairs, okay? Body, then head. Let's fix this. You just focus on the fight. We'll take care of this later.
Back to action now. We're underway in what has been a completely one-sided fight. You get the sense this one may not go the distance. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Nice job to land that counterpunch and getting away from one of his own by Hagler. Hagler's favorite punch is the jab, and tonight he's loving it.
Well, the jab is the table setter, Joe, and he set a beautiful table tonight. Napkin on the left, you know, small fork on the left, knife on the right, and the food right in the middle. And he's eating all night.
You taking some English etiquette classes?
You getting hungry?
Oh, he's in bad shape here. He's stunned and he's wobbly.
The only thing he has going for him is he's not a fighter that uses his legs anyway, and you can't use him right now. He's a guy that likes to move his head. He's got to start doing that. Try to cement those feet down the best he can and get some head movement.
Smart counterpunch by Hearns. Teddy, it's one of my favorite times of one of our fight broadcasts. When we make the declaration, he has to have a knockout to win.
And how's he going to do it? Well, I think he's got to be a photographer. He's got to be a guy that goes in the darkroom, really, Joe, and start looking at the negatives. During the night, a lot of pictures have been taken. He's got to go now and look back at those pictures and remember something, that he saw something. He saw a moment. He saw a spot where the guy dropped his hand. He pulled back, and he's got to go, and he's got to act on that moment.
Able to get away from that headshot with the block. Keeping his hands up, getting rid of his opponent's offense. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Teddy, he's wobbling all over the ring.
You know, Joe, he can't use his legs right now, so he wishes, and it's too late for it because he wasn't taught, but he wishes he was a guy who was taught how to slip right in front of a guy and make the guy miss. Then at least he could do that. Right now, his only chance is to grab because the legs are not going to be there for him.
You need to capitalize on these mistakes, okay? I want to see that counter hug. Make him pay for his mistakes. And we're going to cut it with nothing. The cut.
As another round gets underway, it gets us thinking, how much more of this will we see? Hard to envision this fight going the distance with how lopsided it's been. That's a good block by Hagler. right back at him with a left hand. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. This is going to take some guts to get up from this. Once again, he goes down.
One, two, one, two.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This fight is now over. Marvin Hagler's going to have his hand raised by way of KO. The 10 count reached, his opponent out. He's the victor. Marvin Hagler is your winner by knockout.
Everybody but his opponent is happy now. That was an entertaining fight.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Have yourself a great night.